Greetings, welcome back to Randomtronic. My name is Chris and thanks for joining me today. Before we move on to the bench behind me, please do click subscribe button right below the video, which today will be about... I've been to Poundland a few days ago, and this is what I've got. I often do like buying stuff in Poundland. Often they've got the weirdest and wonderful things to buy. However, not very often I make videos with stuff from Poundland because that's normally Big Clive's territory. I hope he doesn't mind this time. I might have just got him to it on some of the stuff that we've got today. First of all, let's start with the most boring stuff. I've got 4 selfie sticks, and that's not because I need to take a lot of selfie pictures of myself. This is going to be in a project coming up, and it will involve making a new camera mount for the camera that I'm filming the videos with. And we've got some batteries. Of course, you can't leave Poundland without buying alkaline batteries, because you never know when you need some. This is not my usual thing again. This is not electronics. This is a little multi-tool, and it was so cute I couldn't resist but getting it. And check this out, very little multi-tool. It has got pliers which are spring-loaded, knife. It's very small, it's about 3 centimeters long, small enough that I could put this in my pocket and safely walk around with it. The biggest size of a knife you can carry with you is just about the size of a Swiss Army knife. Another screwdriver, can opener, and another screwdriver, a little file, bottle opener, and pliers. So nice little handy little thing. And it's got little wire cutters in here. Of course, I don't expect this to be of the highest quality, cheap steel, and probably won't stay very sharp for very long. It's not very sharp out of the box, but it can be sharpened. Nonetheless, I'm sure it will come handy at some point. And it even has a little pouch to put the little tool in. Haven't got bananas, but here is a AAA battery for reference. Then we've got this, and this is a soft plastic torch. Well, it's got a picture of a torch, it's got a picture of a button. We can see 2 LEDs on the top, relatively thin, and if you press the little button here, 2 LEDs light up. Let's have a look what kind of batteries are inside, and the disappointing thing is that this hasn't got any recharging ports. So this is a throwaway item, which off the bat is just wrong. Why would you put this much plastic and LEDs and so on in a disposable item? It can't be that much more expensive to put a USB port on it and make it rechargeable. Not good. Environment wise, this is a horrible product. Anyways, let's have a look what's inside. Let's give it a slice through the plastic, hopefully without slicing through my finger. Yeah, I can see some foamy thing. There seems to be 2 layers of some kind of plastic. Double-sided tape holding the thing together, and here it is. This is just a plastic with another layer of plastic, and this bit here is constructed from more plastic. The inside bit is made out of foam type of material, and oh, this even has got a magnet. I did not notice before this having a magnet, but that's alright. This is really cheaply made. Yeah, they're making good profit on this because this does not cost much to make it. There even isn't any soldering in this. Those are just 2 LEDs that are stuck above the foam and held in place with a piece of tape over what seems to be a battery, or 2 of them. That would make sense because, yeah, 1.5 volts, so those are Sierra 1220s. On the other side, this is the tactile button, and that's pressing against the positive side of the battery. That's what does the pressing. That's how simple it is. So on one hand, we've got a nice little gadget. You could keep it in a car, in the glove box, just for that moment when you need it. It's a sealed container, so it's waterproof, so it will not go bad. However, once the batteries go, it's a throwaway item, and I'm not too keen on making throwaway electronics in general. We've got technology to make things reusable. Nice torch otherwise. Let's move on to this, and this is a strobe light. I guess it is meant for use during the Halloween, making some spooky flashing lights. It has got a speed control, so I guess we will be able to control the frequency of the flashing, and an on-off switch. Interestingly, it's a 3-position switch, so one is off, there's a middle position, and on. And it is a battery operated unit, 3 AA batteries. Make sure those go in the right way, and let's close the cover. Well, now it's in off position. Now it's in the middle position and still nothing happening. So I guess it's a 3-position switch, but only one position is being used. Oh, the LEDs are blue. Okay, those are blue LEDs. I thought those are going to be white. At the very lowest, when it's set to low, it just doesn't flash. Just taking it a little bit off the lowest position, it starts flashing. However, as you can see, this is sub 1 Hertz. More than 1 second between flashes, so not very stroboscopy effect. I think it would have been a lot better if the frequency of flashing was somewhat higher, and this is at maximum. And again, yeah, I think this should have been the minimum. So let's have a look what's inside. There appears to be 1 screw in the battery compartment and 2 screws holding the swiveling stand handle, but I don't think those screws need to be removed, so we can just begin with this one. And no, there is still something holding it, so I guess those have to come out as well. Oh, there is 1 more screw over here. After all, I did not have to remove the handle from it. And what we have is a 2 PCB construction. There is 1 PCB which is just 2-track, positive and negative, going into the 5 diodes that are mounted in a reflector, which is rather nice. It's a nice metallized plastic reflector. And here is the circuit board, which has got 2 transistors, a diode, then all the other diodes, which are all in parallel. The switch, which just switches on the power, 2 capacitors on the back. Yeah, so this circuit is just a stable multivibrator with 1 more transistor on one side to drive the LEDs. So those 2 transistors are forming the multivibrator. On 1 collector we've got all the diodes, or actually we've got this transistor which then drives all the diodes, and this diode is connected to the collector of the other transistor. Then, as you can see, we've got a track that goes into the electrolytic capacitor on the back. So this leg, I think, will be base of the transistor, and if you flip it around, it's exactly the same arrangement, just the capacitor is opposite direction, the transistor is flipped 180 degrees, and again it goes to the same pin. So that's how you can tell it's a multivibrator. It's a very simple circuit. However, that means that by altering the value of the capacitors, which are 100 microfarads, which is quite a lot, if we change those maybe to 10 microfarads, that would make it flash a lot faster. Maybe let's do just that. So let's take those capacitors out, put something else in, and see if we can change the flashing frequency of this little circuit. There are 2 little electrolytics, 100 microfarads each. Without taking the board out for now, I'm just going to heat this up and get them out. That's 1 and that's 2. This board looks horrible, by the way, as you can see, I'm sure. But let's put some flux on here and clean up the holes so they are nice and clean for soldering new capacitors in. And I've got a donor board here. I can't remember what this was. I think this was the standby power saver. Where are they? There we go. There's one 4.7 microfarads, and what else? That's 100, and there's this one here, so that's 4.7 as well. So those 2 capacitors we will take out and we'll use them for our purpose. There we go, 1. And let's remove the board now and stick those in, making sure the polarity is right. So on, and ooh, there we go. Let me zoom out so you can see. But straight away, much more stroboscopy than it was before. So I'm going to switch the lights off to see how it looks when it's dark. So warning, there will be flashing images. Of course the camera goes completely crazy because it doesn't know what to do. Okay, I think now it's approaching the shutter speed. And it's above the shutter speed. And right now, as you can see, it's interfering with in a nice way with the rolling shutter in my camera. I'm decreasing the frequency still. And there goes the crazy effect. So I've added a 47 microfarad capacitor in parallel with one of the existing ones, and here is the range that we've got. I think that's a lot more stroboscopy effect. So this is the slowest that we can get, and we can increase it and it will go really high, headache inducing fast. and it goes to a point where, yeah, you can just see pulsing. I can see pretty much LED staying on all the time, but the camera is still catching a little bit of a pulsing effect depending on the shutter speed. There you go, that's the Poundland stroboscope, a blue one, and a small modification. Hope you enjoyed it. So thank you very much for watching. This was my Poundland trip and Poundland gadgets that I brought with me. Thank you very much for sticking around, and please do subscribe for more random electronic stuff. For this quick video, that's it. Take care.